Last summer, my family, my wife Sarah, and our 7-year-old daughter Chloe craved an escape from the city's relentless grind. Our little lakeside cabin at Crystal Lake, a family heirloom, seemed like the perfect refuge. Sarah, a third-grade teacher, and I, a remote software developer, were burned out, and Chloe couldn't stop talking about her birthday gift, a massive wooden dollhouse, bigger than a cooler, with tiny shutters and a teal roof. She begged to set it up at the cabin, and we figured a long weekend by the water would recharge us all. Driving into the Willow Creek community, everything looked idyllic: manicured lawns, quaint security cameras, a safe haven for families. Chloe practically leaped out of the car, her auburn pigtails bouncing, pointing to a shady spot by a path to the lake. "Can we put my dollhouse here, Daddy? Please." Her excitement was contagious, and Sarah and I caved. That innocent choice ignited a neighbor war we never saw coming. As I unpacked the dollhouse's pastel pieces, I noticed a woman next door, Patricia Sullivan, glaring from her window like a hawk. Chloe and I assembled the toy, her stories about its tiny family making us laugh. Neighbors strolled by, waving, some admiring Chloe's pride and joy. It felt like the perfect getaway until Patricia stormed out, clipboard and measuring tape in hand, looking like she owned the whole neighborhood. Chloe, ever friendly, ran over. "Hi, want to see my dollhouse? It's got tiny chairs." Patricia's response was venomous. "I don't care about toys cluttering up the wrong place." Her tone sliced through the air, and Chloe's face fell. I stepped in, trying to stay calm. "I'm David Harper. We're just here for the weekend. Is there an issue?" I gestured to the dollhouse, clearly on our side of what seemed like the property line. Patricia's eyes narrowed. "That spot's a safety hazard and breaks community rules," she snapped, pointing at the grass like it was a crime scene. Before I could respond, she pulled out her phone and called 911, her voice dripping with drama. "I'm reporting a property violation: unauthorized structures endangering the neighborhood." Chloe clung to my leg, whispering, "Did I do something bad, Daddy?" Her fear broke my heart. Sarah, unloading the car, saw the scene and switched into her teacher mode, ready to defuse. When Officer Daniels arrived, he looked baffled. Here was Patricia, arms crossed, pointing at a pink dollhouse like it was a bomb, and Chloe, hiding behind Sarah, her eyes wide with worry. "Ma'am," Daniels said to Patricia, barely hiding a smirk, "this isn't what I expected from a property violation." He asked her to explain, and she ranted about rules and hazards, waving her clipboard like a conductor. Neighbors gathered, whispering, while Chloe sobbed, asking if the police would take her dollhouse. My amusement turned to fury. Nobody should terrify a child over a toy. Daniels, calm and professional, told Patricia this wasn't a police matter and suggested we sort it out privately. Her face reddened, but she shot me a smug look. "Learn the rules," she hissed before storming off. That night, Chloe fell asleep asking if she was in trouble, and Sarah and I sat on the porch, uneasy. Patricia was at her window, on the phone, pointing at our cabin. Who was she calling now? The next morning, an email from Patricia, signed as HOA president, chilled me. Titled, "HOA Violation Notice. Immediate Action Required." It listed 12 absurd infractions we'd supposedly committed in 24 hours. Our grass was too long, our car parked wrong, Chloe's laughter too loud. The dollhouse, now moved closer to our cabin, was still a visual pollutant. Sarah spotted exaggerations, but one violation about the community walkway caught my eye. The path ran near what I thought was Patricia's driveway. Was it really hers? I noticed her security cameras, their red lights blinking menacingly at our cabin. Chloe saw them too, her playtime joy fading. "Why is she watching us?" she asked. I had no answer that wouldn't scare her. Then came flyers under neighbors' wipers, branding us as reckless newcomers. Jake Thompson, a friendly neighbor, avoided eye contact. At the playground, other kids were pulled away, leaving Chloe alone by the swings. "Why don't they like me?" she asked, her voice small. Patricia's campaign was crushing her spirit. It got worse. Patricia dug up a resolved complaint from my old job, twisting it to paint me as a violent troublemaker. She spread this in emails, hinting at Sarah's job security. A formal HOA letter proposed banning us from the lake, playground, even trails, citing my confrontational history. If enforced, it'd tank our cabin's value, forcing us to sell at a loss. Chloe overheard us whispering and climbed into my lap, tears streaming. Are we bad people, Daddy? I hugged her, but her nightmares about police taking her toys haunted us. Sarah and I barely slept, questioning how a dollhouse had sparked this nightmare. I started researching HOA laws and property rights, logging Patricia's emails and inconsistencies. Why was she obsessed with that specific spot? Then I saw her new sign. Public property. No trespassing. Violators prosecuted. It blocked the lake path everyone used. This wasn't about use, it was about control. I visited the county planning office, where a clerk showed me 1995 survey maps. Our deed included shared walkway access, but the path ran through land Patricia claimed. Discrepancies in newer surveys hinted at easement rights she was ignoring. Neighbor Ellen Carter confided that Patricia's husband died 5 years ago, after which she grew controlling. Ellen recalled white lines marking the walkway as shared space until Patricia had them removed a decade ago, discouraging its use. She'd intimidated others, like the Wilsons, who sold their home to escape her. I installed a hidden camera, disguised as a bird feeder, to record the disputed area. Patricia upped the ante, hiring a security patrol that shined spotlights into Chloe's room, terrifying her. She confronted me at the mailbox, blocking the path. This is my property. Cross it, and I'll sue for trespassing. I asked for proof of ownership. Her brief panic betrayed her, but she snapped. I've maintained it for 10 years. It's mine. That word maintenance suggested she knew it wasn't hers. Ellen's bombshell came days later. 10 years ago, Patricia hired landscapers to erase the walkway's boundary lines and expand her yard, she whispered. I thought she was grieving, but she was hiding the truth. This explained her panic over Chloe's dollhouse, yet threatened her deception. I requested to speak at the HOA meeting, knowing Patricia couldn't refuse. She prepared a 50-page presentation, with photos of Chloe playing and our car doors closing, portraying us as menaces. At the meeting, neighbors leaned toward her, swayed by her dramatic claims of our threat to safety. When my turn came, I presented the 1995 survey map, showing the walkway as shared. The spot Patricia called private is community property, I said. Ellen spoke up. I saw her remove the boundary lines. Patricia's defense, I've maintained it for 10 years, backfired, admitting she didn't own it. Neighbors murmured, doubt spreading. The meeting ended without a vote, but the tide had turned. Patricia didn't stop. She sent a $50,000 lawsuit threat for slander and erected a steel fence, blocking all lake access. Jake called, furious. My kids can't reach the lake. Others shared stories of her land grabs. The stress was crushing. Chloe's nightmares worsened, and Sarah feared for her job. I nearly gave up, but Sarah insisted we fight. I requested an official survey, and the city confirmed the walkway was ours. Confronting Patricia with the documents, I showed her my camera footage, her moving survey stakes, erasing markers. Ellen repeated her testimony. When Patricia called the police, Officer Daniels reviewed the evidence. Ma'am, you've claimed land that's not yours, he said, ordering the fence removed. Defeated, Patricia watched as the city forced her to restore the walkway. The HOA ousted her, and she paid fines. Chloe and I set her dollhouse back, naming it Liberty Land. A sign read, Community Walkway, all welcome. From our porch, I saw Patricia at her window, powerless, as Chloe played freely. Justice was served.